Welcome to episode 549 of This Week in League. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jay.
And I'm Glenn.
I'm going to talk this fast tonight because we're going to get through it quickly.
Lovely. Let's go. Triple speed.
What's news? What's news anyway? I can't even remember. I'll tell you what's not news. We're not going to be telling lady referees to fucking get in the kitchen and shit like some other podcasts. My God.
That's not what we're about.
No, we're not. We're not about that at all.
I
tell you, we are about fucking referee accountability though.
Can I say?
Yes.
That guy. I've got no idea who he is.
He's the same guy that was in the having a war with fucking the Mad Hatter or whatever the cunt's name was that used to be the Bryden's guy from West Tigers.
Oh, was he the guy that was like trying to do like the fan boycotts and shit? Like,
yeah.
Organised the Million Tiger March.
Yeah, and he couldn't get interviews. Yeah, exactly. He was always at him. He's that guy. So look, it's just he certainly knows how to drum up fucking
like
column inches for his little fucking West Tigers podcast. But this one blew up on him a bit.
So letting your emotions get the better of you,
yeah,
might cause you to swear inappropriately around children or senior citizens or nuns.
Well, look, like when you get letting your emotions get the better of you, would make you do exactly what he did. But for the combination of that to actually happen is you also have to be a shit cunt.
That's what I'm saying.
For
that to come out.
Yeah.
For that to come out.
Yeah.
Like normal people, you might say something you regret. You might tell someone what you really think of them. You might, whatever.
Oh, because let me tell you, like, I remember that like his first tweet. I've seen plenty of tweets about plenty of referees, male referees, that are almost identical if he just didn't say, like, this bitch or the bitch did this or something like that.
Yeah.
If he took that out there, I'll tell you, there's people who have made themselves famous on Twitter for fucking ranting at referees like fucking absolute retards.
100%.
And it could have, if you took the hand, it could have come, but I mean, then that's where he fucked himself because he actually was bringing the fact that it was a lady referee into it, so
yeah.
Anyway,
and
but
look,
yeah, that's not our go.
I would like to point out that there was a quality issue in that game, and
it had everything to do with the players.
Unfortunately,
on one side.
I think the NRL handled it a little bit poorly as well. Annesley came out and he said, this has nothing to do with gender. And
then
he backed up those comments with, she didn't make the mistakes because she's a woman. She made them because she's human. Yeah, I get that. But
don't even need to say that though, bro.
Exactly.
That's like, I mean, that's that. The thing that I wasn't happy with about it was that it was objectively a poor performance. And you can a new metric that's great to look at for referee quality is how many successful captain's challenges are there in a game.
Yeah.
Because that's directly saying that on review the decision was wrong by the person in the middle. And and that was like, I think it was like 4 or 5 in that, which is quite possibly a record, but I don't know. But the only thing that I object to from the handling of it from the NRL was a couple of weeks ago, Ash Klein had a game where shit got away from him. So they don't drop referees really today, but what they do is they rotate they say they've been rotated out, and they're on the line or in their bunker or something, and they're rotated out of the team that are in the middle.
Yep. That
next weekend, like fucking Todd Smith, it happened to him in that game where Manly scored the try where they were saying that TWiL knocked the ball on and then it was like an intercept length of the field to like Collar or whatever. In that game, he was rotated out the next week because of the fucking outcry or whatever. But in that game, he's the referee in the middle. The touch judge says, nah, it went backwards, play on. So he lets it play on. Then it goes upstairs to the bunker, and the bunker said, yeah, it went backwards, no problem. And he's the one that gets fucking rotated out for something that wasn't even fucking, it was
two other members of the same team made the same call.
Two other people made the call, not him. He went with the call of the other officials, and he got rotated out. So I think it's just because of all the blow up and everything, because it's because there's a female referee. I think they probably went a little bit lighter on her. And look, I don't hate it either, because can you fucking imagine? Can you imagine what a referee cops on a daily or weekly basis? Yeah. And then can you imagine what a lady referee cops on it? Like it's just and fucking hell, man.
I will say my observation was there was a distinct difference in the way when shit started to get out of hand. There was a distinct difference in the way that the players approached a female referee compared to how they approach a male referee.
Yeah. Can you describe that difference?
Just the level of aggressiveness, and just the body language and the way
standoverishness,
and the way that they addressed her. And so I commend the NRL for female referees now being a part of our game. I'm all for it, but I think there's still a way to go from some of the player perceptions as to having a female referee in charge of the game, regardless of her performance.
Yep.
And this is something that is going to be new with women involved in all aspects of the game. And I know that there have been women involved in the game for a very long time, and there have been women who have loved rugby league and are passionate about it. However, as more girls play the game and enjoy the game and watch the game and, absorb the game for longer and from earlier in their life, then their capacity to do these jobs just as well as guys that have been around and involved and absorbing the game for a long time will increase as well. That will just happen the longer that females are involved in the game at a high level.
And listen, when you're at a game, on the weekend, just be nice to the ref. Give the ref a hug. Or even verbally. I mean, like, just speaking personally, just the other week I was down there at the Titans game when Manly played Titans, and Belinda Sharp was on the line. And she was in the first half, she was on the side of the field where I was sitting, and she made a call down, close to the touch line, and down near the goal line where we were sitting. And I yelled out to her. It was a call that went against the Titans, of course. And I said, she called a knock on or something. And I said, Belinda, you're doing a great job. Yelled out, and she heard me, and she felt great. Why can't more people do things like that?
She said to herself, "That's that sarcastic cunt, Nathan."
I wasn't being saying. I was being sincere.
Ashley Klein has told me all about him. I know his tone of voice. I've got his photo in my pocket.
But yeah, so to get back to where we started on this one, for this is what it took to bring the true colours of a Tigers supporter out. Then that's not something that you come back from with, "Oh, I'm sorry I let my emotions get the better of me." That is, you are an absolute shit human. And there are fucking deeper problems.
But at the same time, what he said was probably the only way he could have responded to try, but also failed miserably at saving anything, salvaging anything.
At the end of the day, let's see how he responds. At the end of it's not like he's been called a racist pedophile every week for fucking years on end. Like he hasn't really had the blowtorch applied.
Can I say that he's probably defended himself more against his charges though than that person?
Yeah, well,
which also raises more questions than
the sources that are delivering those particular insults he probably has a bit more respect for the people insulting him than I do for those that insult me. Just saying.
Isn't that
P.S. They're a pack of cunts.
That's that old political thing from fucking 1800s America where the strategist advises the candidate to get up there and accuse his rival of being a pig fucker. And he says, well, hang on, he's not a pig fucker. And he goes, I know, but the minute he gets up on stage and denies being a pig fucker, everyone thinks he actually fucked a pig. So,
love it.
Yeah. Look, there's not much else in terms of news. There's a lot of shit that's in that lovely category that the NRL seems to get of almost news.
Or for Fee to sign in for Penrith tomorrow.
Again, that's almost news. So it's not out yet. And shit has gone south at the nth hour before. And now all the news articles are things like, the Chook's big warning, we won't be missing the next one.
Yeah, well, you already missed the next one because Dane Gagai was heavily courted by the Roosters with a a nice contract to come to them next year, and he actually turned them down to stay at the Knights.
Yeah. Well, that's what the article's about. After losing Fafita and Gags,
yeah,
they're saying they won't miss the next one.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they've still got fucking Angus Crichton by the end of the year.
Yeah, so
we'll see.
That's pretend news. There's nothing official on Fafita.
I'll tell you what though, like I can tell you, the thing about Fafita is he's on like 1.2 million at the Titans at the moment, right?
Yep.
No matter how much life sucks at training, and potentially on the field during the 80 minutes of games. His missus plays up there apparently. He's making 1.2 million, then lives at the beach, and his the maximum he's going to get in Sydney is 850, I think.
Yep, 850. Move to Mount Druitt sounds like a good deal.
850. Move to Mount Druitt. Pondi is closed. You can probably fucking get on the cable thing, but I mean, like Pondi is not even open. They can't afford to keep that open, and also people die there. But so you're going to move. You're going to take 350 grand less a year. Move to somewhere where the money you do get goes far fucking less distance than where you just came from.
Hang on. How is the cost of living more in Penrith than it is on the Gold Coast?
The cost of fucking real estate in New South Wales, in Sydney. The Greater Sydney area is more than, you're rich, you can choose your own adventure, but you're not getting as much for your money in Sydney as you are on the Gold Coast, unless you're living in like Mermaid Beach or something. But
so let's be real. After tax, he's probably losing like 100k. He gets a cable ski instead of the beach. Dave Fafita's not going to the fucking beach anyway. Let's be real.
I don't know. I don't, Glenn.
And
Glenn, you're our resident fucking body watcher. How many hours of sun a day do you think that David Fafita gets?
I'll have you know that David Fafita frequents the beach quite often, more often than you give him credit for.
So you're saying that
between the hours of 6 a.m. and 7:45 a.m.
indicates a daily exposure
Monday to Thursday.
The sunlight with coconut oil.
He's generally back there approximately 4:15 p.m. and probably drying himself on the sand at about 6:45. At which point he calls the police on me. Again.
Nice. Yes, there's not a lot of actual news. Nothing on Bennett and Souths.
Dolphins are trying to extend Bennett, I believe.
They are.
They're trying to keep him there longer. I think it's still like the succession thing, but I think they want to keep him there as like a Gus capacity, like an overseer capacity, I believe. Which would be a fucking killer blow to Souths if they,
wow.
Because I mean, I assume they figured they could get him back. You know, there's obviously, you don't sack your coach without discussions with the guy you think is going to come down next. You know, so. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. Nearly news.
That's it.
News.
Let's go. Games.
All right, games. What have we got here? Thursday night, the Panthers 42 defeated the Rabbits 12 in the bounce back game for the Rabbits after sacking their coach.
Yeah.
And this was like, I mean, you look at the scoreline. I mean, this is like a pretty fucking average performance, I thought, from Penrith until the point where Souths completely chucked it in, probably 20 minutes to go, where they noticeably chucked it in when Penrith got to like 24.
Yep.
When they were still fighting at 18-12, but when they got to 24, I think that's when mentally at least they felt like they weren't going to, be able to come back no matter how, they did play quite well and quite spirited in the first half.
I thought South capitalised, reasonably early on with it when they were a man up and put a couple of tries on.
Yeah.
Penrith seemed to resume. Well, my take is they resumed normal programming pretty quickly and went about their business.
Yeah, they only resumed when Jai Arrow got binned though too. Like it was like the payback.
Mm.
And this is the thing about Jai Arrow that coaches and fans need to understand when he's around your club. I mean, Jai Arrow's got that dog in him. But Jai Arrow has also proven over the last several years that he's the most irresponsible dog owner of all time.
Yeah.
So
the dog comes out.
So you get that.
if you look at the flow of the game, one of the best qualities that this Panthers side has developed over the last 4 years is the ability to remain unfazed for most parts of a game. There is very little you can do to this side to rattle them or to take momentum away without a consistent effort. The Rabbits came out hard and they came out firing and they took their advantages and they put on 2 quick tries. But whereas, I'm doing the fucking thumbs up thing again. The fuck's doing that?
When you're not doing anything and it's just your face, a dick comes up on the screen. It's kind of the same thing. Holy fuck!
Fireworks go.
Holy
what made
shit.
the fireworks come up?
Double thumbs up.
Did I do fucking twinkle fingers or some shit?
Do 2 thumbs up.
So for anyone that's
this is awesome in an audio medium.
For everyone that's very confused right now,
get your dick out. What happens when that comes out?
Skype now has these functions where if you like put a thumb up on the screen, it does the thumbs up emoji, which is fucking pointless because you've just seen my thumb come up.
Yeah.
Why do you then?
And also it only worked the second time, not the first time as well.
Yeah. Fuck you,
just
Microsoft.
Whenever I'm talking on Skype, it's constant thumbs up emoji.
Thumbs up, do it, you cunt.
But then I did this one and fucking fireworks came out of my head.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It was crazy.
Anyway.
It was double thumbs up. Stop doing the thumbs up.
Penrith were just unfazed, stuck to their plan. We're lucky in a couple of instances. I'm not sure Schneider's the quality of understudy that they've been blessed with for the last couple of years. Got the job done.
No, scoreline says otherwise. But...
again, got the job done, but probably a little bit.
Was it the biggest win of the Panthers season? And Schneider, tick. I don't know. 30 points this season.
Oh, yeah.
Seems pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big tick for Schneider.
He'll be signing with the Dogs in a couple of weeks.
Other bloke struggled to put points on like that, but yeah. Sure.
Schneider's dad, a coach, he could be in trouble.
Because then you can hide him under the salary cap there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, that's the other thing. I think the big thing with Fafita coming in, and I said this much to some of the other Penrith boys I was talking to, I think the certainty over Penrith's half situation was big, as in none of the other clubs he was negotiating with would be able to tell him who their core spine would be moving on. And I think Penrith being able to say that the core of our group here will remain while you're here would have been a big deal. So what did we have on the socials for that one? Daniel, I can't believe Hornby hasn't put Cook in the centres. Rookie error. Oh, that was the other thing. Did you see on socials? Ben Hornby's playing debut and his coaching debut.
42-12 lost to Penrith.
Yeah, exactly the same scores. You wouldn't fucking
that was the other feature. That was the other feature of the score creeping up as well. I mean, like the terrible injury toll that the fucking Rabbits sustained, which involved Brad Fittler, guest coach in the box, fucking telling Hornby to put Damien Cook at fullback, which was fucking inspired because I mean, I'll tell you the just how far out of play he was on last tackles and stuff. It was quite astonishing.
Well, look, we laugh about it, right? We laugh. But that should be the fucking prime example. The next time some winger has their agent thinking, well, fuck, if I can get that guy an extra 100K a year, that's an easy 20K for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking manager's bump. That's a holiday to fucking Bali for me and my shit family.
Oh,
they just show him that video.
20 grand. That's a good ass holiday to Bali.
Oh, well, I don't know.
You go to real country for that.
Maybe he's got 9 kids.
But it's a good ass holiday for 9 kids in Bali.
But then you just show him that video and you go, okay, this is what happens when not a fullback plays fullback. Please explain to me why I should fucking put you in there.
Yeah, I think a hooker to fullback is a different scenario to a winger to fullback. But yeah,
It's
I
not
agree
that
with,
fucking different.
I agree with your point.
It's not that fucking different. I lived through the Wateni-Zalesniak fullback years.
Lucky you didn't live through the DWZ hooker years. Fucking hell.
Russell, the only good thing about this game is that my 5-year-old sat and watched it with me and we had ice cream. We practiced yelling, "Get him on side." Then Jairo got binned. Oh, there we go. Next game.
Fucking one social, my God. Canberra 26.
Did I read a couple more?
You
I
did.
thought I read more than that.
Oh, did you? Oh, so we must have been interrupted by the conversation of the other thing. Yeah, okay. My mistake.
Cook in the centre. Lachlan said Cook
That's
for New
right,
South
yeah.
Wales fullback. You're hearing it more and more.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's interesting. It's also an interesting breakdown in stats on fullbacks and everything. And it's going to be interesting to see which way Madge goes for the selections for Origin, because there are very clear lines drawn between who I would assume are like 3 contenders for it, and it's basically like a simplification of it is if you want line breaks and line break assists, you go Turbo or maybe Teddy. If you want just total meters, Edwards. So if you want like a running guy, it's Edwards. But if you want like try assists and line break assists and line breaks, pick one of the other two, based on this season's stats.
I think you just scrubbed Teddy for what an absolute fucking handbrake he is to the rest of the offense.
Yeah, I mean, like when you look on straight stats, I mean, he's sort of set like so. For example, let's go the running meters is Edwards is well out in front there, like 1910 to 1720 for Teddy and Turbo and 1350 for Teddy, and I think that probably speaks more to the fact that the work that Edwards and Turbo do, not just carting the ball up.
Yeah, that's it.
Off a kick. Tackle breaks, Edwards 49, Teddy 44, Turbo 33. Try assists, 5 Edwards, 7 for Tom and Teddy. Line breaks, 4 for Edwards, 8 for Tom, 5 for Teddy. Line break assists, 6 for Edwards, 10 for Tom, 9 for Teddy. And that's it. That's what I've got.
So you're talking fucking marginal differences in stats.
You basically it's whether you want like a running guy, and like honestly in Origin, the way Origin is, like, you've got so many good players. I mean, if you don't want to create the creativity, I mean, you just want to be like, and you just want a guy that's going to fucking be reliable, do it. I say this because I'd rather my guy not get picked, but
my thing is that Turbo's a better centre than Edwards would be.
Yeah, but I think you can make the argument like Bradman Best played good when he had his chance last year, so they got a real centre there. And who else would they put in?
Crichton.
I'm blanking. Yeah, exactly. So you got like, it just depends if Madge is like the Origin pick the best players and I'll figure it out, or if he's going to say, listen, I'll just pick guys in the thing, in the positions.
Yeah,
which I'd be happy for him to do.
Anyway,
but,
there you go.
Anyway, just something that just occurred to me.
And look, that is a good point though when we get into the Origin talk, because it's the first time that New South Wales has had 2 proper incumbent centres for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway,
very good. Raiders 26 defeated Manly 24 at Brookie. Friday shit slot game in fucking terrible conditions. What a fucking miserable cunt of a fucking second half was this, and completely apart from a fucking incredibly strong game from Elliot Whitehead, absolutely self-inflicted defeat in every possible way, and like you can boil it down to like fucking just 5 moments of shit execution. Is like a 5-try fucking swing. When you look in the first half, you had Tola fucking passing over the top of Tommy Talau's head, bomb try. You had Tommy overrunning Garrick after Manly pulled off a ballsy fucking sort of chip and chase situation from deep in their own half, and Garrick was running down the wing, and Turbo he fucking overran him and didn't position himself, bombed fucking try. And then you had the intercept from Whitehead, which turned into a try that play. You had fucking a shit pass from dummy half that Corey Waddell dropped, picked up essentially an intercept for a try. And the other one was, I think, Lodge dropped one off the kickoff, same thing, shit pass and worse catch. and scored off the next set, like the set that they were positioned, you know, sort of 5 meters out when that fucking happened. And it's really just those moments there. That's, I wouldn't say 30 points because no one was kicking great that night, but I mean, 5 try swing against is just fucking retarded. Now, I know that they've been instructed to just fucking go balls to the wall the entire time, but I don't even feel like they were fucking going balls. So I feel like at a certain point they were sort of like, you know, conserving energy, and then so I saw Gus say something today, I think it was, where he said like it's like they're conserving energy, and then so ultimately they have to win the game twice, which is just, you know, fucking retarded. Thankfully, it's like it's a mental, you know, and a strategy thing that they just have to get out of themselves. Like it's not a physical thing. They're not getting run down through like, you know, being unfit, which at the end of games, which has been the case in you know, several years ago. But fuck me, it's fucking frustrating though to see when it actually fucking happens. I saw a statistic that when Manly gets scored on first, they win 100% of the time this year.
Yeah,
when they score first, they win 42% of the time. It's fucking nuts. And you really do get that vibe, like especially if they score like 2 tries early. It's just like it's just all too easy. It comes too easy, and then they just fucking whatever, you know, whatever it is, they're not as switched on, you know, when they come out of the gates, and just fucking like, I would love to be a fly on the wall in the video session because fuck me, there was some like those, and like Lachlan Croker got fucking HIA'd in this game, so he's not playing this week, and so as a result, you had fucking Carl Lawton spending more time. That fucking guy, the amount of money that the Cowboys are paying him, they're fucking idiots. They better hope there's no fucking clause. We better hope there's no fucking clauses in there that the Cowboys can act on. I feel like it's too late now. I mean, it's the cooling off thing. I think it might be too late. But my God, they're paying him like not fucking insane money, but I mean they're paying him like somewhere between 200. They're paying him like, you know, over 250, under 300, sort of, you know, that sort of ballpark, which is fucking crazy. Because that cut's passing. I'm fucking over it. He's fucking shit. But yeah, I would like to think that this is like the game of that block. The Dragons game was the first block, and if they want to go fucking, you know, win 4, lose 1, win 4, lose 1 all season, then, you know, that's fine. But I mean, it's the lose ones always happen against the teams that aren't shit and are never going to be shit. And so while I do like the fact that they've gotten up for their big games, you know, it's disappointing. Glennie.
Nice.
Look, I haven't seen a performance. You know, Whitehead, there was parts of that game, as, you know, really before the Raiders were technically back in it, where he looked completely busted and spent.
Yeah.
And he just kept finding more and more. And then once he got the adrenaline and the wind in his sails when they were actually legitimately coming back, just led and steered the ship to a victory, which I was really impressed with. So
it might be the best game of his career. I mean, like, because he was literally like he was everything
by a fair margin. I'll be honest.
Oh, he's been good for them for a long time. Like, I mean, yeah, through the previous window, you know, sort of era and everything.
Yeah, you would not be laughed at if you
player,
described him as a difference maker. You know, as in he would have been the difference in a lot of the wins they had.
Yeah, and I mean the fact that he was out the week before when they got smashed as well, not a big difference for him.
So, what do we have on the socials for that one?
Hopefully
Phil.
some Canberra fans came out of the fucking woodwork.
So in recent weeks, the Raiders have narrowly escaped a loss to the Titans, got comfortably beaten by the Broncos, by a Broncos team that shut up shop after halftime, and copped a hiding from the Sharks. If this one turns into a flogging, when does Ricky start to come under pressure? Well,
too early.
Unfortunately,
so you've gone too early.
Yeah.
and like I think we've had this discussion 1,000 times. Ricky's never. It would take an 0 fucking 24 season or whatever for Ricky to be under enough pressure to get rid of him, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%.
He's that entrenched. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, retirement or death. That's
the
it.
interesting thing.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of fucking Raiders fans in the social basketball team that I've played in.
Yeah.
So much so that the cunts that fucking organised it, the team I play in, is named the Green Machine.
Oh God.
I know.
How'd you let that happen?
Oh, that's a punish.
Well, I didn't want to fucking do the administration and fill out the forms. So, them's my consequences.
Yeah,
they did give us green and gold jerseys. So I just imagine it's a fucking TWiL stripe.
Yeah,
But,
okay. Fair enough.
They all fucking love Ricky. They all fucking love him. Like,
it just goes to show the microcosm we live in social media and stuff, isn't it?
Yep. Like cult leader, fucking David Koresh level. Not a bad thing may be said about Ricky. Like, it was in. Did you watch the fucking roast of Tom Brady?
I did.
Do you see how the first guy came out and he made the massage joke about Kraft?
Yeah.
And then Brady got up and whispered his ear, "Don't fucking say that shit again."
Yeah. That was set up and everything. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like the Canberra guys, you'd be taking the piss out of every single fucking team. They're calling Reece Walsh a cat. They're calling, Penrith Bogans and the Roosters are fucking salary cap cheats and this. And then someone says something about Ricky, and they, whoa.
Maybe they're like they're true fans, unlike the people that are commenting to us.
Yeah, so
they're true Raiders fans. They're there through thick and thin.
Not fucking falling off toilets and forgetting who they support.
Jonathan.
They got the Ricky knocked out of him. I mean, so that's fair enough. Maybe that's what it takes. Maybe it takes a hefty concussion.
I'm just a Raiders supporter lapping up the haters' tears. There we go. Solzy. Look, I'm just glad DCE got off his suspension for that. That was pretty fucking good.
I wonder what would have happened if Jake Arthur was there.
Oh, fucking hell.
I would expect that the team would have been a lot switched on because they would have been like, just shitting bricks the entire 80 minutes, which is what they need to be.
Anthony, multiple times this season, Manly get up big, then a reckless arrogance sets in. Tonight was pathetic. Ben. Oh, no, hang on. That's you just did the old, can someone check on Nate? That's okay. That's fine.
Oh, you're 10 years too late for that, pal.
I checked on Nate, still a cunt.
You're 10 years too late to get me fucking angry in a football game, let me tell you.
I love it. There we go. On to the next one.
The Roosters, and a part of the reason that my anger was a lot less was literally rolling into the next 80 minutes where the Sydney Roosters 40 defeat the Broncos 18 at home at Suncorp Stadium. Fucking LOL, hashtag fuck the Broncos. Well, look, the Roosters are getting together. They're getting together.
Yeah.
Crichton's why the
That's the best game I've seen Crichton play in many years.
Since he fucking went on his fucking ayahuasca journey in Europe or whatever.
That's it.
Fuck. The thing
That's
is,
the difference.
maybe he's finally because when you do DMT and that, I mean, it can stay with you for like a week or a couple of days or whatever. But I mean, maybe it stayed with him for 6 months and he went through the troubles and he's come back out the other side and now he's a fucking he's a steeled human being. But they're losing like Joey Manu. Where's he going? Like Japan or something?
Yep.
They're losing like Letters. He's retiring or whatever. Yep. Fucking who else? Swali.
Yep.
And yet there's this talk that like Crichton's going to rugby at the end of this year, or somewhere else like a rugby league club perhaps. But fucking,
he's not going to Manly, is he?
If you've got all that money. If you're a team that can cheat the cap with impunity with, fucking city forwards, how are you not finding space with all that money? Oh, Keary as well. He's retired.
Yep.
So
Keary's going.
They've got $6 million they're shedding off their cap this season.
No, on paper,
$20 million in reality.
They've got $485,000 comes off their cap.
Like why wouldn't you be saying, don't go to rugby, how about you stay here and look, if you need an upgrade on your contract, motherfucker, you're beasting it, you're good for it, yes. I don't understand.
Because that
it should be a done deal and should never have even been a fucking thought.
Depends on how much he wants though. To play fuckhead's advocate, that one has the potential to turn into a terrible contract. Continues in this form, yeah, that's fine. You've done what you were supposed to do, but there are a lot of ways that can fuck up.
Like when you put let's look at like rugby league contracts on a spectrum, or like rugby league player mentalities on a spectrum, and like with the lowest, like weakest spectrum, it'd be like, you know, anyone that didn't want to wrestle at Bulldogs, Josh Schuster, those sorts of characters.
Yep.
People wanted to drink while they were training, that sort of thing. And on the other side, you got a guy who cuts his fucking finger off to continue playing footy.
Essentially got a white yakuza.
I mean, the guy that's going to literally amputate half a finger to play the game.
Yeah,
that's probably the guy. I mean, I feel like that guy's going to put in. I'll tell you what, he's not going to cry when you wrestle him. You can wrestle that guy all fucking day, and he'll just be like, "What do you got?"
He turns up late to training with a fucking smile on his face.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's go, cunts.
Who was the better finger on it?
That's it. If I lose any of these fucking wrestling matches, I'll bite my own dick off.
But look, the Broncos, obviously they rocked. Generally, the decent losses that the Broncos have tend to be when they lose a guy during the game, like, you know, Reece Walsh gets fucking knocked out of the game, or and like in this case, Reynolds, you know, gets knocked out of the game.
Say it ain't so. Reynolds didn't get hurt.
Oh, I don't. Look, would you believe that there was a person on fucking Twitter.com? I don't know if you remember. It used to be called Twitter.com. Now it's called X. But back in the Twitter days, there was someone that sent a tweet to us taking Stepdad to task for having the audacity, very, very angry for saying that Adam Reynolds was the most injury-prone player in the game. And this was when he was at South too, when he was putting in minutes, stringing them back-to-back.
Yeah. Not
like this Broncos time where he's fucking, wouldn't even call him a tampon. Very, I mean, he's a fucking hysterectomy.
Fucking God. That's up there with the worst of you. And it's pretty dark in there, but that's pretty bad. Oh my fucking God.
Anyway, but yeah, so just to rewind though, the Broncos, when they lose a guy in the game, they have a lot of trouble sort of reshuffling and covering for the loss, and especially when it's a guy that's so influential, obviously, just in the way of the composure and the general management of the game with the team, like Reynolds is. And so I don't expect a loss like this to be like a terminal one, because they do tend to, like, when they start the game without Reynolds, and they, like, he's been out and they know he's out and they put in, like, you know,
when they know what they're
or
getting
someone,
in for.
they sort of, I mean, they usually go okay, and they can cover the absences pretty well, but losing him, during the game though is and this was a big capitulation too. I mean, it's one of these games. I mean, there was a chance there with like 8 minutes or something left on the clock where it was like, 50 burger was potentially on the table.
Yeah,
and they ultimately didn't end up that way. But
I think the Broncos,
very, very solid win.
I think the Broncos are positioning themselves. It's a little bit dangerous to live and die by Reece Walsh's moments, and those good moments outnumbering his bad week to week. I feel like he gets, and it's probably youthful exuberance or whatever, but he can be guilty of trying too hard, and when he gets into that mode, he makes more errors than he does good decisions. And that's a dangerous position for Brisbane, especially with Reynolds out long term. I've been impressed with Ezra Mam's development and his ability to sort of play with a bit more control. Reece Walsh does not do
and
that.
He does spectacular young athletic shit, and if it comes off, it's a try.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then,
it's a try.
Let the chips fall.
He's Indiana Jones.
It's a try.
Whether he's there for the game or not makes zero difference.
Mm.
But if you came to me and said pick one Broncos player, you have to choose one Broncos player to build a club with. Right? And the first one you pick must be a current Bronco. I'm taking Ezra every fucking day of the week. over Reece
Yeah.
Walsh.
Well, it depends. Do you want jerseys? You know, building a club. Do you want jersey sales and ticket sales, or do you want wins?
Like Reece Walsh is a lacy, pretty smelling Tyrone Peachy.
Oh, fucking hell! It's not really on the hysterectomy core level, but that's pretty bad. That's a bad take.
No, 100%.
Fucking
100%.
terrible take.
Like there is going to be, and this is that thing. You didn't fucking think it till he turned up at your club.
Can you please stop pointing your finger at me? I don't want
trying...
I don't want the pointing finger emoji coming up. Fucking, where's Angus Crichton's finger when you need it?
Look, Lenny, no hands.
Wait, it looks like I'm looking in a mirror.
Well, you do. You get the highlight plays, and you get the line breaks, and you get all of that amazing stuff. But the momentum killing, pushed passes and
you
fuck
just
ups
compared Reece Walsh to Tyrone Peachy. That will fucking do me.
I'd say premiership winner Tyrone Peachy. Thank you very fucking much.
How many premierships has Reece Walsh got, Glennie?
Yeah.
0.
But
and it's probably going to stay that way
closed.
this year, at least this year.
Well, Adam Reynolds has transitioned into the best role, which is head coach, which has been incredible for them.
Now, the funniest thing about this game is that now everything's about, I'll bring Sam Walker back to the Broncos.
Yeah, that started a week or so ago.
Zero talk. He's had 2 good games.
Where'd that come from? His uncle?
So,
and his dad.
Probably. Phil, Broncos going a couple of chip and chase plays early. Are they trying to take advantage of Teddy's positioning? Well, at the time, obviously they were. Didn't turn out in the length of the game. Fox commentators. Janine, what makes you think that Reynolds injured his bicep? Ennis. Well, when he got injured, he pointed at his bicep.
Fucking Nick Ennis is a fucking. He should be the head physio for the NRL now. I mean, dead set. That's tremendous insight. Watching with commentators, I never used to do it. I used to have it turned down on my phone or on a tablet or whatever.
Yeah.
Watching increasingly on TV, more and more. And with the commentators, fuck me, Vossi and Blocker is the most punishing commentary pair I've ever seen in my fucking life across any sport ever.
Agreed. I think it's just Blocker, really, but
no, because Vossi as well, and also you put Ganane with anyone that's punishing as well, because one of the characteristics. The agenda is I don't want shit cunt fucking commentators that fucking ruin the experience of the game. Because all they do is harp on about the fucking decision that the referee didn't make or did make, and they just bitch about it for fucking eternity.
But again, this is the thing. We've seen this before. The commentators are not for us. The commentators are like the Dally M's. They are not for us.
Yeah, okay.
I would love to sit down and listen to commentary of, Cooper Cronk, and I can't fucking believe I'm saying this. Somebody like Matthew Elliott who can understand the game.
Matthew Elliott's good on ABC.
That's exactly what I was saying. Can understand the game at a granular level and talk through things. The general population.
And what I'd also like is, remember back in the day you had the old push the red button thing and you could just listen to the referees,
the ref and the crowd. Yeah.
That would be the ideal.
Look, we're going to get back to fucking just Foxtel. That's the way it seems to be going at the moment.
Yeah, with this Hubble shit, which is just like a copy of like the Apple TV fucking functionality where it aggregates what all your other apps are doing. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting down today. Because most of the shit we watch now is on YouTube through the TV. Right.
Yeah.
And it's essentially free-to-air TV. I don't pay anything for it, and there's fucking commercial breaks for 35 seconds every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm back to just watching commercial television. Anyway. Bennett, nothing cures a green milk hangover like horse meat seasoned with chicken salt.
That's terrific.
Well done. Well done. Next game.
Okay, the Doggies 22 defeat the Tigers 14 at Accor Stadium Saturday afternoon. The infamous game that we mentioned earlier at the top of the show. West Tigers looking good early, Glennie, but they couldn't hold on.
Yeah, look, led 14-6. Scored an impressive length of the field try, and then Icy Pole went over, and Tigers are looking reasonably good in the first half. The Bulldogs' second half was the absolute best of them. I thought their line speed, their first contact, the aggression that they showed defensively just knocked the Tigers on their ass, and the Tigers they just didn't recover. They were not in the game in the second half, and the Bulldogs just completely controlled it. They were impressive, they were unstoppable, and just basically bullied the Tigers out of the game for 40 minutes. What happened at the end, with the loss of control, and Tigers finished with 11 men, and it all unravelled pretty ugly at the back end of the game. But it was over as a contest because the Bulldogs bashed the Tigers out of the game for that first 20 minutes of the second half. So the wheels are starting to fall off the Tigers a little bit. Benji's got to rally them. There's been some good moments. There's been a couple of games where they've been competitive but outclassed, and this one that second half was pretty ugly. It was pretty hard to watch.
I've never really put the microscope over Caesar, in his former career, in the NRL before he went overseas and stuff, but he was never like a fucking grub cunt like he is since
I don't remember it.
I mean, he's got he's accumulating quite the fucking rap sheet in this season back.
I think he's decided that he needed to up his level of aggression, and he has been quite good when he's got it right. He's been quite good defensively, and had multiple good stops and solid contact under pressure. But he's just had a couple of lapses of concentration where it just gets real bad real quick. And that tackle was probably one of the worst exponents that we've seen all year. And probably right to we'll get to it in the previews, but
it's brought back your nemesis.
Haven't the Tigers suffered enough?
Well, Glennie, I wanted to save this bit for here. We didn't go through it in the news section, but it broke this week that, surprise to nobody, fucking Captain Fedora has pulled his law firm's sponsorship of the Tigers after getting the arse from the club.
And also, after he got the arse, he didn't hear from anybody.
Surprising no one.
On the sponsorship side of things.
Yeah. So, do you read not really reading between the lines, but is the message the Tigers, A, expected it, B, wanted it to go away?
Well, one of his big complaints... One of his big complaints was, exactly as Nate said, that he fully expected to be arseholed from the club, to speak horribly about the club and how it went down, and I don't know, did he actually challenge it legally or threaten to challenge it legally or whatever the fuck it was?
As lawyers do.
And now he's complaining that nobody came to him and asked him to renew his sponsorship.
Yeah, and look, if you remove, the guy's obviously got the shits because he got arsehole. I mean, and anyone would. And I guess if you tip in $1 million, you probably. I mean, I imagine you want to be serviced as the sponsor. Like the way that a major sponsor would be serviced. Despite but the problem is there's so much water under the bridge, and massive conflict with him personally from his position, on the board. At the club, it's like it's hard. I think what you said, Glennie, was right. I think it was the Tigers were like, listen, it's whether they probably want just all vestiges of that regime gone. They probably expected it as well because look at the way he carries on.
Yeah.
Obviously, and yeah, so they basically didn't service him the way that that a major sponsor would ordinarily be serviced, perhaps. To precipitate, the tantrum that they knew would come, and was probably simmering anyway.
I don't think anyone within the Tigers organisation that's still there that happened to spend 3 minutes in that man's company whenever he was mildly inconvenienced would have been surprised about this outcome.
So let me read you a quote from his letter to the club. There has been consistent criticism by your CEO of the previous club administration. Pause quote. This included doing dodgy shit like artificially inflating the number of members they have and, other fucking dishonest shit. Resume quote. Obviously, such criticism implicitly includes me, given my previous role of chairman of West Tigers.
Fucking
It is indeed an interesting approach.
Includes you. I would like to say focuses on you.
It is an interesting approach to maintaining relations with the major sponsor by being so vocal in one's criticism of its principle. He's done a lot of fucking big word tango, and I fucking hope if the West Tigers, that they would earn my forever respect if they just sent him back a letter and just went, cunt, we weren't going to ask you.
Yep.
Just a one word, it was never on the table.
Yep.
Get fucked. Like, to go to the lengths of the incredible fucking lawyer-like behaviour in his letter, talking about the people that I had the displeasure to serve in the board, like fucking overinflated sense of self-importance that dumb cunt has is mind-boggling. That
Look,
he
at the end
couldn't
of the day,
fucking see that no one actually wanted his sponsorship.
Yeah, I don't think the Tigers have been in a financial position, but I would be kicking in if, I'd be tapping on the door of Harry Triggerboff and saying, listen, we're going to give this cunt his money back and we're going to rent out in clean skin jerseys, but there's a major sponsorship deal available at a discounted rate for the rest of the season if you'd like to take it up. That's what I'd do. Here's the residual. Here's the residual amount left for your sponsorship. You're right. We didn't want it, so we're doing the honourable thing. We're going to give you your balance of your money back.
That's it. There you go.
And see ya.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
do you socials that one?
Kick out. Getting a lot of well-deserved praise. But I'm really impressed with what Curran brings to the Dogs in the middle. One of the buys of the season, I reckon. That was Matthew. Yeah, he's doing absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the Warriors got rid of him, to be honest. I mean, like he's one of their best last year as well.
And it was not advertised particularly well because
he had that situation in Port Macquarie or whatever where he headbutted a kid or something. It was all very hush.
Oh, look, who hasn't done that in Port Macquarie? Aren't you from Port Macquarie? Fuck, I wish someone had headbutted you.
No, but I got a lot of families around that way.
That explains it. Maybe Jason. He was just trying to find someone that was related to you. He thought, I'll just start with this kid.
Go to the blue cow gelato place down there. Fucking it's fucking gelato so good it'll make you just fucking headbutt a random cunt.
Maybe he's a vegan. The last two wins helped us in having confidence going forward. I'm not expecting us to make the finals this season, but with things starting to turn around, we should avoid any wooden spoon contender this year. Steve, after the escort penalty, you saw Naden working his jaw over like it was a pre-grand final night party. Get off the gear, son. Fuck, I didn't see that. Cleve, he said, man, I think Reed Marnie is funny. It's not like the people who hate him are the ones who's out there being pestered. There you go. What's your thoughts on Marnie, Glennie? Lovable larrikin or serial pest? He's not the first nine to
he would be an
absolute
journey to play against. Like, the game, the entire history of the game is littered with characters like this, and often they're fucking in the number 9 jersey too.
Yeah. Correct.
Like Mick Anderson and so on as well. I mean, here's another one.
He's gaining competitive advantage, and if players are stupid enough to buy into it, that's how those guys win.
If they're serious about rubbing it out of him, just fucking select him for Origin where he can get smashed with impunity.
Well, there we go. We've learned who was going to come out the victor in the Aldi Penrith Panthers versus the Wish.com Penrith Panthers, which is essentially what this game was.
Fair. Moving on.
Done.
Storms.
Oh, sorry.
22.
What a fucking useless cunt is fucking Bateman. Fuck that guy. Absolute fucking stain. White, glaring, fucking colourless stain.
I mean, we're talking about the beach tanning habits of David Fafita earlier. I mean, that fucking guy's been back over here for 18 months, and he's still like, while he's not translucent, he's still like, generously, like, could we call an albino?
Mm.
What the fuck, bro? Like, you play a game in shorts. And you train in shorts,
like
in the daytime.
There is literally such a thing as a farmer's tan. They named it after cunts in shorts.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting his jersey hiked up in a tackle and everyone's going, "Oh fuck, bro, pull it back down." No, that's just your legs and everything. That's how you are.
Every time
who
he
he
runs
is
on
as
the
a
field,
person.
it's like one of those fucking Twilight movies with the sparkly vampires.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me all about those movies, Jay.
You didn't see the fucking... Oh, man. The Insta memes.
Yeah. I'm just fucking with you. Come on.
Oh.
How did you fall for that?
Stop going all fucking fedora on me. Fuck. Write a letter or something.
I've had the displeasure of podcasting with...
Fuck. I'm going to write you cunts a letter. It really has been a displeasure.
There we go. Next game.
Storms. The Storms, 22, narrowly defeated the Titans 20 at Hope Solo Coliseum. Almost a throwback to the old the epic Sarge game at Lang Park in whenever that was, like 2018, 2019 or whatever. I can't remember.
Fuck right.
But it was tremendous. The plucky Titans again, led by Kieran Foran, dragging some more life out of the old bones, and they almost got him.
They did. Right until the last second. Look, it was 20-all with 25 minutes to go and 22-20 with 12 minutes to go. I think it came down to Melbourne being one of those sides that's perennially a contender, knowing how to win and close, and teams like the Titans, and it's not just isolated to them, not knowing how to close and win.
It almost feels like in the last 5 minutes their destiny's out of their own hands.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally just waiting on the flip of a coin or something to go their way to get them over the line instead of buckling down and earning it.
I think even if it was Titans up 22-20, I think Melbourne would still be expecting to win. And the Titans
they've done it twice this year. They've done it twice this year anyway. Like up to 2 tries in the last sort of couple of minutes as well.
Yeah,
so.
that's it.
Those teams like Melbourne would still be expecting to win and playing like it, whereas the Titans would be, and teams like the Titans would be hoping to win. And there's a big difference in how they go about their business in those sort of clutch minutes to close out the game. You have to give the Titans credit. They're playing patches and sometimes large parts of games that defy their position on the ladder at the moment. And the way they started the season was pretty ugly, but off the back of Foran and Brimson and Tanner Boyd in his time in first grade, he's been a little bit in and out of the side as well. But they've put some solid performances together, even in losses. So there's definitely an uptick for the Titans, and it'd be sad to see this Fafita situation play out to the point where he leaves, because
it's kind of like next week, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
there is something there. I feel like Des.
I thought it was this week. It's like Thursday this week.
Yeah. The clauses.
It's not
the clauses. Yeah.
Yeah. If he doesn't activate the clause by tomorrow.
The clauses there prior to round 10. So
my fear here though is for the Titans that their season almost becomes one of their games, as in they will be in this season and they'll be competitive for large patches of the season, but at the end of it, their own destiny won't be in their own hands, and it'll be games like this and the couple of almost wins they've had that can put them in that situation of missing out on the 8 entirely.
Yeah, but I think now with the points they have on the ladder, buys to come, and the nearest competition being Souths, I'd back them to actually take Souths. In the head-to-head game, in the head-to-head games that are going to decide the. Well, yeah, I mean, they've been. We're over a third of the way through the season now, and they've been that shit for that long. So, we're getting at the stage where next minute it'll be Origin.
Well, put it this way: at the moment, the Titans are 1 win one win behind the Tigers.
Yeah.
You know, and if they were playing tomorrow, who would you back?
I'd pick the Tigers probably, but
yeah, same.
They're 2 games behind the Warriors, 3 games behind the Dragons.
I'd take the Titans over the fucking scaffolders all day, every day.
You love that. I love that you've taken that on. It makes me so proud.
I just think it's hilarious that the Warriors haven't won a game since that Manly game. We broke those fucking cunts. And Jake the Mustard. This is the problem. Too much.
Like a pavlova.
Too much. Yeah, Australia's national dish. Too much weight's not enough speed work. Useless pricks. As the great man Jake the Mustard said.
I want to get your thoughts on what the Storm do. Pappy with another injury, which, you know, every time everyone's like, oh, and then you post something on social media going, oh, I'll be back. And, you know, I love the guy.
That
Great
poor
player.
cunt.
Great player. Then you see Farlongo come into first grade, and every time he's had an opportunity, he's killed it.
Yeah.
And if you're at the Storm and you're making decision as to who plays one long term, when Pappy's time for renewal comes up, I think he's playing at the Titans or somewhere like that.
Or Tigers.
Well, he could come home to the Tigers.
Yeah, they'll need a fullback when Teddy retires and Buller goes to East.
That's what I was going to say. That's who we missed out.
As the circle of life goes.
That's who East are going to spend all their money on.
Buller or Pappy?
No, Buller. There you go.
We'll see.
That's why they didn't take Fafita.
Anyway, good job, Foz. I find myself in games like this. I really like seeing the Titans do well because generally it's off the back of Kieran Foran, and I love seeing the old dude still fucking getting it done.
Yeah, it's just he's a true veteran, eh? Like still looks after his body. Probably doesn't mind a gamble. Still, you know, can't hate on the guy for that.
And he's the guy you see at the end of the game where he's just fucking given like everything. Such a great example to like other younger players around him as well. Like, yeah, because you have that that no one likes when they see their players sort of smiling and joking with the opposition as they're walking off the field and everything. And like Foran, he's like filthy at every decision that doesn't go his way. He's fucking gives every fucking drop in the tank. Yep. So yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Young guys could learn.
Fuck yeah. Norts, the legend of Sarge, almost comes shining through. Fucking oath it did.
I thought it was going to happen.
Grover. 2 points is 2 points. There you go. Scott, waking up the morning after thinking about how maybe there's something to the Des systems. Last year we lose that game by 30, but this year the boys had more urgency in defence, even in attack. They had variety, even if the last 5 minutes was the most brain-dead attacking ball. We held the try line for the whole second half, which is the cool stat. There you go. Grant, as a Sharks fan, I would love to see the Titans win this, but you know it would suck for us next week. Kevin, Annesley's going to be busy this week. Honestly, if Titans fixed up their starts to games, they could put together a half-decent run for the top 8. Yeah, that's not a bad point. Next game.
Dolphins 28 defeated the Cowboys 26 up at the abattoir in North Queensland.
I'd like to say that Fuller is getting both ends of the spectrum of life in the NRL as a fullback. He's had some great moments. He's had some raps. And then there was this game. Look, he'll be better for the experience, but there was a couple of moments he'd like to have back. Dolphins in this game, I felt like they just kept coming. The Cowboys, would put on a try, and the Dolphins, and the Cowboys would get some momentum, and the Dolphins would come back, and a lot of it came off, veteran moments from Nikorima, which is, he had a game.
One of the best game of his career, yeah, exactly.
Definitely. His ball playing, his running, his kicking game, it was all there, and I just feel like, similar to what you were saying, Jay, about the Titans, the Cowboys, they're racking up a few games like this too, where, they just haven't quite been able to close it out or get the job done. And for a team that everyone expected to be right at the pointy end, I think they've underachieved so far this season. And games like this are classic examples that the Dolphins just probably
you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, they don't have the
You
class
don't
of the
need to get
Cowboys,
week in, week out with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they stuck in it, and they were able to get over the top of the Cowboys just by grit and determination. And
like the Dolphins have this baseline that regardless of who's in or who's out, there's a baseline to them, and like sometimes it's not good enough.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's enough to actually just keep at it, and like they did with the Cowboys here. Because I mean there was a period in this game where it felt like that the Cowboys, they had it. But yeah. So I don't. So I guess in short, I don't know what to make of either of these sides yet. But the Dolphins got this very solid baseline that's going to like last year. It's going to carry them through, a lot of wins just on that alone.
That's it. David, Kafusi looked like Wayne's accountant. Asako back to his relative best, and we bounced back after the round 1 debacle. Still a lot to fix up defensively, and plenty of brain farts that kept handing the Cows points though. Wins a win, but definitely not upset snagging 2 points on the road. David, Blocker and Janane need a send-off. They are stealing my NRL IQ, as I have to rationalise the complete anal leakage coming out of their mouths with the actual reality of what is happening on the field. It's like they are wanting me to be a Daily Telegraph reader. Fucking hell.
Perfectly said.
Fuck me. There you go. That gets fucking 3 Dally M points this week. Let's go. Next game.
All right, you done?
Yep.
The Knights 14 defeat the Warriors 8 at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. And another loss to the Warriors. Hate to see it.
Gritty game in pretty rough conditions, and the Knights were able to tough it out. And the Warriors continue searching for the form that has deserted them. I didn't realise it was the Manly game was the catalyst, but they were singing along to start the season, and it has come crumbling down like a poorly constructed scaffold.
Yep. And I mean, it's just I don't know what the answer is either. I mean, it's just like Sean Johnson goes missing in key moments when they need him.
This was my worry about the Warriors at the beginning of the year, and I said as much coming in. Are the Warriors going to be able to replicate that SJ season? Because that was a fucking magical season last year, and I'm concerned now that that's the issue. That there is something in him that drove him last year that isn't there now, and it's taking him out of games for extended periods of time.
Yeah. I don't know, he just it's like he's still playing well, but then when it gets to the end of the game like this one, there's only 6 points, so it's only a try the difference. So you've got the opportunity, you've got the field position, you only have to score once. Just can't do it.
Yeah. And did it seem that they had almost all of the ball for the last 4 or 5 minutes of this game?
Yeah.
Like they had every opportunity to set something up.
It was the same as like the Titans game, the same as the Manly game, and I mean the only game out of all that they pulled the premiership point out was because he fucking took a dive to earn a penalty after the final siren had gone.
Yeah, tell us how you really feel.
Like, yeah, exactly. I think I did at the time. The Knights, I mean, like it's once again the Knights just show the benefit of developing players, and after. Well, how many years since Robbie O'Davis retired? But they finally found a fullback again.
Yeah.
And this Armstrong looks tremendous, and they're gonna keep going well with him as he develops as a player in first grade.
That's it. Seems humble. Humble as in there's not much noise around him. Everyone's just patiently waiting to see how the kid develops.
Yeah.
What a fucking change of pace that is.
Exactly.
for Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly.
What do we got? Stephen, the elephant in the room for all the commentary teams and media is how the Knights are generally a far better overall unit when Ponga isn't there.
It's a fact. It's an absolute fact, and I don't fucking care why Knights fans
have
made a career of gargling fucking...
It went away for a while. There was that period where like it seemed that they all fucking hated him.
Yeah.
But
that was probably like early last year or something.
Yeah, and then it was after when he had his great patch after Origin, after he didn't get selected.
Yep.
It seemed like he was in much better graces with the squad. But
obviously because they're winning as well. I mean,
that's it.
his good games went hand in hand with wins that got him into the finals for first time fucking wherever.
Yeah, exactly.
But
spot on. And then there's a bunch of what is it with the fucking a win is a win comment this week? Jesus Christ, are we living in a simulation?
Seems pretty lazy.
Oh, fuck.
Unimaginative.
Is everyone just going to fucking ChatGPT saying write me a comment for this week in league about this game?
God.
A win is a
AI
win.
fucking sucks if that's the case. Because I mean, if ChatGPT's gone out to the internet and fucking gone, what's this week in league? All right, blah, blah, blah. It'd be like, you'd be putting shit in like Dairy Queen and...
I wonder if it does.
Refs fault, hashtag fuck the Broncos, like, all that sort of shit.
Write a comment to send to the podcast this week in league. Hey team, loving the latest episode of This Week in League. The deep dive into the season's surprises and challenges really highlights your expert insights. Your analysis is spot on, and it's always fun to hear the debates and predictions each week. Keep up the fantastic work.
So I'd like to say that AI...
not how listeners of this show speak. They say cunt a lot. Understood. Here's an adjustment with a tone that's more fitting.
There we go.
Oi, lads. Loving the latest episode of This Week in League. You blokes nailed it with the analysis. Some proper insight and banter going on. Keep bringing the laughs and hard truths, you cunts. Can't wait for the next one.
Well, that's actually more intelligent. I welcome our AI overlords.
Congratulations, listeners. You're all insignificant.
You're all fired.
Fucking welcome to Cunt GPT.
I'm gonna try and make that the title. I can't obviously write Cunt GPT though because I don't think Apple will let us. But I'll put a star in there.
Isaac, who needs Ponga when you have wet weather 6 Dally points to wet weather?
I don't know what I'll do. I'll put a V in there. Okay.
There we go. Fuck.
All right. Where were we? The Sharks 20 defeated the Dragons 10.
Hang on? Can I throw in an interesting one? I just want to get your take on the referee call here, which caused a big blow up.
Oh, the one in the one with the contest in the
penalty try. Ross has mentioned it, and I did want to talk about that.
So what did he say?
Ross said watching the talking heads at halftime blowing up about no penalty try. I thought you were allowed to tackle an attacking player catching a kick in the air. Has that rule changed?
Yeah, I thought I was under the same assumption. Maybe it has. Honestly, I don't know if it has, but I was under the same assumption that he was under, and so I wasn't sure why they were fucking going crazy about it. And that was one of the things I was talking about when talking about these commentators just going on and on and on about the same thing. They were on and on about it in the game. Then they were on through the halftime telecast. Was all I was talking about, and then they're still on about it. In the second half, and it's just fucking annoying.
Well, I've just asked ChatGPT. It says in the NRL,
our number one listener,
you cannot tackle an attacking player who is in the air catching the ball.
Yeah, but what about in the in-goal area? That's the distinction. Like, yeah, you can't do it.
What about in the in-goal area? In the NRL, the rules regarding tackling a player in the air are consistent even in the in-goal area.
Jeez, well, if AI is to be believed.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've also just made ourselves fucking... This will be the last episode of This Week in League. From now on, send all your fucking questions to ChatGPT. Now, for that not to be awarded a penalty try, if you take all of the things that they go through in awarding a penalty try, was it... foul play or a penalty given or whatever, and if that player wasn't there, can you safely say that a try would have been scored?
No, because I think he actually dropped it though before he was dropping it anyway. I don't think it wasn't dislodged by the contact. In my opinion, like he was dropping it because the guy who contacted him, I can't remember, was it Marshu? He didn't leave the ground or anything. Yeah. He was sort of standing his ground and just sort of the guy's dropping the ball like in the air above him.
Yeah, I was just fascinated because the referee said exactly thing. No, we don't give penalty tries for that, and that's fine. Everyone bitches about all we want is consistency. All we want is consistency, and the referee said, "Well, no, here's your consistency." How the fuck do you blow up about that anyway?
Yeah.
Last game.
So yeah, in 2020 they changed the rule. So you couldn't tackle an attack, like, because obviously the rule was around defensive players already, and so they changed it so for like attacking players as well, for to bring on kicks from tries and things like that. And they're just talking about it in this article I just sort of found. So yeah, unless it's changed since then you're not to tackle them. But honestly, I don't know. But I mean, I was under the assumption that Ross was. Okay, sorry. Last game, Sharks 20 defeated the Dragons 10 at Reclaim Australia Stadium, and this game was actually it was a pretty good game from the Dragons. I think the only thing that really cost them there in the second half was just their inability to score points once getting themselves into good positions. And a lot of it came down to like Ben Hunt with just some... I mean, he was furious at a couple of things where people sort of went into business for themselves down that right-hand fucking touch line and just started throwing around like crazy fucks. But I think it was just an inability of him to get his team under control and construct good attacking sets in the red zone to score tries based off the field position they had, because I mean they had certainly plenty of of good opportunities, as many as the Sharks had, if not more.
Definitely, I agree. I think it was a really competitive game and entertaining for 65 minutes. I think Hazelton's try just broke the Dragons' backs and spirits a little bit, and Cronulla were good enough to close it out. But just I don't know, the whole Hunt situation there at the Dragons. That's probably one of the rare occasions where they weren't just following him, letting him lead. He probably lost the leash.
Thing, if I'm a Dragons fan, Ben Hunt's getting into that situation where he is fucking upping people for doing things, but then fucking up himself. And that is never a great combination on the football field.
Yeah.
Where he's openly going at his own players, but then making errors after that. That's a surefire recipe to fucking issues.
Yeah.
The other surefire recipe for fucking issues, as you two have been discussing, these shit cunt Dargans.
The Dargans.
I've asked ChatGPT who their favourite host is.
Is this going to be your new fucking...
It's a new ladder predictor.
In fact, it could become the ladder predictor, literally.
Hang on. Nate is a passionate fan of the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. He frequently shares his thoughts and opinions on their performance during the podcast, offering his perspective as a dedicated supporter.
AI knows.
Jay's favourite team is the Brisbane Broncos. As a co-host on This Week in League, he shares his support for the team, often providing insights and opinions on their performance.
I fucking knew it.
Glenn supports the Penrith Panthers. He's known for his enthusiasm for the team and often shares his insights and opinions on This Week in League.
Well, there you go.
So fucking AI is fucking... It's fired. Listeners, you're all reinstated.
Or AI.
We always loved you.
AI knows more about your other social media accounts and your general chat logs and knows the truth. It would have been hilarious if it said that Glennie was a Broncos supporter, though. That would have been just fucking chef's kiss. All right, let's get into the games this week. Oh, no. Did you do socials on the...
No.
Sharks one?
Did I? I don't know.
I tell you what a tip that field was. Did you see how a couple of hours before kickoff it was fucking half underwater?
Oh, it was fucking horrible.
Just reclaim it and just turn it into a fucking car park for the people who have the apartments there.
That's it.
Honestly.
Hang on.
What are you asking this time?
Write a review for the Dragons versus Sharks.
You might not understand unless you put Dargans. Did you see the Dargan stuff, Glenn? You know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
In a thrilling display of NRL prowess, the recent showdown between the Dragons and the Sharks did not disappoint. The Dragons, known for their fiery offense. Oh, ChatGPT with the puns. Dragons with the fire. Okay, yeah, nah. This is fucking AIDS. Let's go.
It could actually write for the
Previews.
Daily Telegraph.
Actually, it does have that sort of vibe, hey?
Yeah. Thursday night, we kick off the round with Dolphins taking on the mighty Manly Eagles at Suncorp Stadium. In town, the boys, I believe that Herbie Farnworth got through the captain's run today and will be making his return. They are still without the hammer, and I believe Tessie New's out, and Tom Gilbert is out, I think, forever.
That poor fucking guy.
I think he died. And so Trey Fuller at fullback. Still, the Manly side welcome back Ben Trbojevic to the side, and not a moment too soon. And more importantly, my boy Gordy is in the 14 due to Lockie Croker being ruled out due to the HIA last week. And so unfortunately the side's going to have to start with Carl Lawton at 9, which is fucking AIDS. But the flip side to that is probably means we'll get scored on first, which means we've got a 100% chance of winning the game. Look, all I want out of this game, apart from the 2 points, is I just want fucking Gordy to go well, because honestly, he's one of those players that just fucking lives and breathes the club and just fucking loves it so much that you just want to see, players like that succeed and not get, have to go to another club or something, or, get washed out or whatever. So really hoping that he can take the opportunity that he's been given, particularly to cement the spot and go so well that he can cement in the 14, and then we can fuck Lawton off, and when Croker inevitably comes back, next week. That's the dream. Whether he can get over the top of Lawton. I mean, with Lawton going to the Cowboys, I mean, what, and in my opinion, and many other learned people's opinion, not doing the job at all. I don't see the problem with just fucking him off and letting him play for Blacktown for the rest of the season, considering he's not part of our long-term
very little
plans.
upside, and you'd probably, if it was me, I'd put Gordy in there and let him sink or swim. Like at the end of the day, let him play some big minutes and see how he goes. If he doesn't, then give Jamie a go. Jamie Humphries go and give him a go. Like, I'd rather invest if the guy, like, if Lawton was this fucking spectacularly solid guy that was doing his job for 25 minutes or whatever every week off the bench, sure. You wanted to serve out his time here before he leaves the Cowboys because he's a contributing guy to the team. But if he's not, if he's just going to throw forward passes and just be generally fucking handbrake shit, let's go for someone that's actually going to fucking, who is going to give their all for the club because they fucking love it. So Manly obviously going to win this game for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. The fact that the Dolphins will score first and then giving us 100% chance of winning the game. And slowly we're creeping up to an injury and suspension-free side just in time for Magic Round.
There you go. ChatGPT picked Manly.
Nice one. Thanks, ChatGPT. You're all right.
I'm also picking Manly.
Yeah, and look, the Dolphins are not without a fucking chance. I mean, this game is going to be tighter than people, may think. Just because Manly started the slide of the Dolphins last year, beating them by 50, I don't think that's going to happen.
How good's that? Right in your backyard. You going down to the game?
Yeah.
Fuck
I got free tickets to this one. Thank you to the club.
Yep.
And so yes, I shall be going down. The Panthers take on the Doggies. 6:00 Friday game. Bluebet Stadium. Big test for the Doggies, which they're going to fail incredibly. Panthers by 24.
Agreed.
ChatGPT agrees.
Oh fuck me! This is a fucking ladder predictor. Except this is the ladder predictor. Except you can start it like a third of the way through the season. Jesus Christ! Look, the Doggies. The more successful season that they've had so far. I mean, they've crept into to the back of the 8. Has been based on their defense, which is fine. I still think they have. They're not a free flowing point scoring side. I don't know whether there's anything to motivate guys like Kickow and Birdo and Crichton in terms of revenge games and whatnot. But
I don't think it's a revenge game per se, because anyone that's left Penrith over the last 3 years has left on extremely good terms. Except the ratbags, but they would want to prove something. They 100% would have something to prove. They're not going in with that same animosity or pissed offness that people that have been dumped by clubs or left on bad terms. But they went out and everyone knew they were leaving a great club to go to a shit one. And they've been shit for a couple of years. So someone like Birdo's going to have the biggest chip on his shoulder. But then Kickow and Critter as well will want to come back and show everyone that their fucking new girlfriend's just as good as their last one.
Yep.
So the danger of Penrith here is the motivation factor. If the Dogs want it more, they're a dangerous squad at the moment. But yeah, you're right, Penrith by fucking 50.
50. The Eels take on the Broncos. Okay, so obviously the Broncos, people out all over the fucking shop here. Mitch Moses yet to return. Gutho is still out with the procedure he had. Round 14 is his intended return. Who's back in for them? Blaze Talangi comes back in. He's playing fullback. And news today that Blaze Talangi has declined the opportunity to re-sign with the Eels and is going to test the open market.
Oh, fucking Jesus!
So I expect him to be in the halves for Dragons or something next year. Honestly, he's got Dargan written all over him. What else have we got here in this side? Well, they got Morgan Harper out of there, so that's something for the Eels. But they do still carry Kelma Tuolangi in there. Okay, the Broncos obviously huge with Adam Reynolds out with the torn bicep or whatever. They're saying that he will be back this year, but it'll be very late, just before finals. Jesse Arthur's out, and Jockey Madden's out, so they're bringing in Joshua Rogers. What do you know about him? He's playing halfback, Glennie. What do you know about him? Was he playing in Toowoomba in the juniors when you scouted him, or?
Nope, never heard of him. if you ask
Quality.
Chat Glenn PT, he'll tell you that
ROGG
Josh is the
or
son of
ROG?
Mr. and Mrs. Rogers. There's not a great deal of information about him on the interwebs.
Risky. Obviously risky for the Broncos running like an absolute rookie out. And apparently he's Joshua Rogers is an American gospel singer, so he's got that going for him. I'm not sure how that's going to equip him for rugby league. But
he's going to be hitting the fucking prayer circle.
ChatGPT says he's a newer or less publicised player coming up from the junior ranks.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, cunt.
Fuck, our job's safe for a little while.
Yeah, a little while longer.
Ezra, I'm picking Ezra Mam to have a big game, and I think the Broncos will win this reasonably easily.
Reece Walsh has to have less rubbish. Another thing that I thought was funny was that Fletcher Baker got dropped for fucking jet ski coming straight in with the new deal he signed and just lobbed up this week from the Cowboys.
Wow.
There you go.
That's embarrassing if you're the Baker family. But look, I think the Broncos will win fairly easily. I mean, it's a tough ask for the Eels, to get through this period without Moses, and even tougher without Gutherson. I mean, the problem with the Parramatta Eels are going to face is just the absolute lack of penalties they get. How will the referee know when to give them a penalty without Gutho and Moses both there flapping their fucking wings? I mean, it's a huge disadvantage for them, and I expect Brisbane to get all the penalties, and the set restarts, and to win by 26 points.
Oof.
Bet it. And that's without Reynolds too. So that's very embarrassing for the Eels and their fans. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing being an Eels fan anyway, but even more so. West Tigers take on Newcastle Knights in Tamworth. Glennie.
We're going to smash the Knights like golden guitars.
Going down. It's only a couple of hours.
Jesus.
Down Tamworth.
No. I will not be going to Tamworth because it reminds me of Bathurst. Fuck that place.
Except instead of cars, it's country music.
Why is that?
Which is also a shit fucking thing to follow.
Easy.
Oh, actually, no,
Easy.
you're into the country music since you moved up to Toowoomba.
Do like it.
Do you know there's a place in
What are
Toowoomba?
those guys? What's the guys like? There's
Luke Combs.
Luke Combs and Morgan.
fuck me.
Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, look at that. You know all the country singers.
Yeah.
Nah.
Post
There's a
Malone's
place
getting a
in
bit of a
Toowoomba
country feel to him.
called fucking
Yeah, come
Glenville.
on.
Did you know that?
What?
There's a place in Toowoomba called Glenville.
It's called
Why the fuck
Glenvale.
aren't you?
I used to work there.
Why don't you live there? I mean, fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Because it's a shithole part of this shithole.
Just... Fuck, have they got a touch team? The fucking Glenvale Glennies.
No, they don't.
Okay, so this week you got.
Speaking of which, we didn't have any C grade touch talk at the start.
Well, it's because it's not happening though. What's
Starts on Saturday.
look, save it till we finish the games, and then we'll give it a go at the end.
There you go.
Talk about your Tigers game. Latu Fain, who's injured again.
Yeah.
Drink. Just like Harvard drew it up.
Has he always been injury prone? Is that the
Yes.
knock? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's not the knock. I mean, because he's only young, and these things, tend to happen more then. But
Is it an injury via stabbing?
no, but it's that. This is the problem. When they get injured and they've got the downtime, that's when they start going to the disco to stab people.
Right.
Because you remember Marnassi had the shoulder thing. That's the whole thing. The whole thing in the case, the arm was in a sling. That's how they picked him out. So Caesar's obviously suspended for a couple of weeks. Oh, I see here on the injury and suspension list that Adam Dewey is creeping his way ever closer to the side again, Glennie.
Limping his way, if you will.
Round 17, they say. So you got Appy, Starford. Oh, Star-Lord's back in the side. And, of course, the big in for the Tigers is Jaden Sullivan, affectionately known as Bud. How do you feel about that, Glennie?
Oh, look, as good as anyone can feel when the worst player in the NRL is playing in the 7 for their team. Appy's back. Hopefully that counteracts the fact that Sullivan's inside.
Well, Appy's getting the ball at dummy half, so he can kind of decide to not give it to him.
Just give it to Lockie and fucking yeah. I expect the Tigers to win.
So the night side, they've got Armstrong in fullback again, so they're looking good there. They also they welcome back Jacob Saifidi, and more importantly Tyson Frizzell.
Yeah,
which definitely which will bolster them. I am leaning to the Knights in what's a similar sort of scoreline to last week, like a game that the Tigers most definitely have the opportunity to win. They're definitely capable of winning it, but I would just favour the Knights just off the back of this superstar fullback David Armstrong they've unearthed. Really. The Dargans take on the Rabbitohs on Saturday afternoon, and the Dargan side welcomes back Moses Sully.
It's just going to be like the Rabbitohs now. Oh, the Dargans are playing the Rabbitohs. Did you
check KO today?
No, I saw a screenshot.
Yeah, it's actually real. Like they're the Dargans now. It's just that they've officially changed their name.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, this is you want to put the time and effort into learning. When Marty Kapow wants to change his name to Marty Ta'apu. Same for the Dargans. They don't want to be called. Don't dead name them. They don't want to be. They're not the Dragons anymore. They're the Dargans.
Well,
right?
Don't drag name them.
Yeah. Don't drag name them.
That's it.
Get on board, Glennie. You don't want to upset this fan base any more than you have over the past fucking 15 years, all right?
Fuck them.
Luch comes back and decide on the bench as well. Lomax. back to the wing. That'll do. Rabbitohs side. Okay, so who? Oh my God, Shibasaki plays for the Rabbitohs, does he?
I was literally just looking at that. He doesn't even have a photo of him.
I thought he was dead. Well, there you go. I think the Dargans are going to win it by heaps because the Shibasaki fucking highway's back in action. They do welcome back Latrell though after his very, very spiteful time out of the game.
Yeah.
Look, if the Rabbits can compile the spirit in which they played the first half of the, maybe first 50 minutes odd of the game last week,
Yep.
then I think that is enough to roll the Dargans. But
It's a very outside of Latrell.
yeah,
I know you've got White in there.
right, and like
he's
she
been
can
okay,
Cheekham fills a hole. Like he's not shit outright
Yeah.
shit house.
Walker's well below, but it's a very ordinary looking South Side. Very ordinary.
Again,
It's not the South Side that Jackie Whiten was promised
No.
when he signed on the dotted line.
no. But again, like Walker's, how many fucking times do we go through this? Walker's not at his best, no, but Walker doesn't have an organising seven around him to allow him to be at his best.
Yeah,
He's
you're
got
right.
far too
I'm
much
not saying there's not
responsibility.
reasons for it, but fact remains, he's not Cody Walker right now, and Damien Cook isn't Damien Cook. They've got fucking Moali and Kepi in the front row. Like, it's a fucking ordinary side.
Hot take, Damien Cook's success was based primarily around who he
His
had
sprinting.
around him rather than his skill level or proficiency in that specialist position.
No, he's like
Disagree.
Damien Cook was great.
No.
He's just getting old, and I think he's.
But that
and
basic
I think
stuff,
he's
like
passing him by.
his service out of dummy half
Damien Cook was great.
was never
But
elite.
He's under he's currently in a situation with a side that's out of sorts. He's aging himself.
How old is he?
I don't know, but
Let me ask fucking GPT.
There's a lot of. I mean, nines take a lot of fucking punishment.
He's 32. It's not like he's 48.
No, but I mean, he's in a position that's probably a reasonably high. A high attrition. There's a lot of defense that has to be done. You're getting smacked a lot, So it's a tough position to play. And like I think he's not that guy. Like he's not the 80-minute guy. Like I think he needs a genuine. They've got a genuine replacement there in Mamazelis.
Yeah.
He needs to be. He's at the stage of his career now where he needs to be rotated to be, nearly as effective as he once was. Anyway, I think Dargan's going to win just the first week of their new joint venture, and I think they're going to come out in style, and once again put the Rabbits down and give a bit of life to the Titans and Tigers. And the Warriors at the bottom of the table.
So hang on, Api Coruscant's 31.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone does it. It doesn't. I mean, fucking, DCE's like fucking 48 years old too. I mean, like and Cameron Smith was a 9, and he played till he was like fucking 53.
Yeah.
So like, I mean,
But
people
what I'm
don't
saying,
age.
though.
People don't age on the same.
But
They don't.
Cameron
They
Smith's-
don't age and suffer injuries and whatever on the same timeline. Everyone's journey is different.
Just to illustrate Nate's point, go and look in a fucking mirror.
Why do you have to be so hostile?
It's who I am as a person.
And like people who don't know better would go, yeah, Glennie's a nice one. He gets victimized by the other two.
I know.
Correct. That's
It's
correct.
it's just fucking absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Not the first time I've heard. If only people realised how much of a cunt you actually are.
Exactly. He's on here acting all fucking sweet and innocent. And he immediately leaves and goes and fucking laugh reacts on victims of the fucking Bondi stabbing.
Go on. Just get on social media and just find someone that's in Malaysia and ask them about the name.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking on site with Glennie in Malaysia, the entire country. Anyway, Dargans to win. I'm sick of saying Dargans.
Nah,
Dargans to win.
I'm picking the Rabbits. Picking the Rabbits to bounce back.
Your funeral. The Storms take the Storms take on the Sharks down to the career housewife.
Can the Sharks beat a top 8 side?
Well, I mean, it's a top 8 side that doesn't have Jerome Hughes or Ryan Pappenhausen. I mean, once again, if the draw isn't soft, the rugby league gods make it soft.
Yeah,
true. Do everything they possibly can to help out the Sharkies here. I think the Sharkies, when I looked yesterday, they were paying $5.50 for the minor premiership, and I looked at the fucking rest of their soft ass draw, and I think it's fucking almost free money. I reckon they'll win the minor premiership by 6 points. They'll be out of straight sets, but they'll win the minor premiership by 6 points.
Oh, have you done an early season ladder predictor?
I have.
Fuck yeah.
And it's fucking crazy. I was saying to a Sharkies friend, I was like, listen, this is not an insult on the Sharks. I mean, you got a soft fucking draw, and because you're not a well supported club, and people don't want to watch you on TV either, you're never going to fall into the trap of like the clubs that have to be in the big TV games and then get so all those criteria go into the generation of the draw the next season. Yeah. So you're never going to have to you're gonna, if you just stay like under the radar as a team that no one supports, you actually get to the finals. You if you're half decent, you get to the finals every year because like it's just, the league's fucking set up for you. I mean, you only win a premiership once every 50 years, but I mean, like you still get to taste that sort of success through a season and win more games than you lose, whatever. So,
Melbourne 13+.
Yep.
Despite the fact that, I mean, look, with the way that, like, I agree, like Farlongo is like the next generation excitement fullback for the Storm.
Yep.
And I don't think Pappy was like fully back either. You know what I mean? Like he still wasn't back to what he was before the last big injury. So I don't think they lose a lot there. But Jerome Hughes is, I mean, he's the man for that side. I mean, look, Tyron Wishart has proven to be a very versatile and fucking flexible replacement. It's just slotting in everywhere from fucking fullback to hooker. But look, I think it's just going to be on the Storm forwards, really. I mean, because the Sharks are good at rolling. I mean, the Sharks forwards are really good at rolling, and I mean, outside backs are playing extremely well at the moment as well.
I think Melbourne, despite the outs, I think the Melbourne forwards will hold their own against Cronulla and Harry Grant and Munster. And then Farlongo off the back of that. I think they'll win, especially at home.
All right. There it is. Glennie has put the kiss of death on the Sharks. I'm going to go with you, Glennie, too.
There you go.
And really, just because this stage of the season, like Melbourne's defence is great. And that's something that the Sharks haven't really had to contend with in these shootout kind of games that they've mostly had. I mean, last week's game obviously wasn't the regular sort of shootout because it was under fucking water an hour before they kicked off. But on a dry track, Sharks tend to let in a lot of points, score a lot of points, and I think if the Storm can just take charge of one half of that equation the way they do, then they put themselves in a good position.
That's it.
The Roosters take on the Warriors. Allianz Stadium, Sunday afternoon. Roosters by how many?
Yeah.
You reckon? You don't reckon that the Warriors have to bounce back at some point?
No. They're fucking... What part of broken don't you understand? They're fucking broken. They'd be very lucky to win another game this season. They'd be very lucky to avoid the wooden spoon at this stage. Look, when you look at the ladder...
Fucking Jesus.
They're only a fucking draw ahead of you. And a win and a draw ahead of teams like Titans and Souths, and South especially, who we have, it is a widely accepted thing that Souths have been shithouse this year, and that the Titans had a horrible fucking start, like for the first quarter of the season where they didn't win. Warriors are one win ahead of that.
I'm going the upset.
As the great Australian band sang, Don't dream it's over, Warriors. Wake the fuck up, it is over. I believe is the full title of that song by the iconic Australian band Crowded House. As I sit here eating Australia's national delicacy pavlova. Stay down, scappies. No, the Roosters are they're humming the way that people thought they would at the start of the season. I mean, they got Spencer back. They got Jared Hargraves back. Victor Radley. I mean, this is a better side. Daniel Tupou back. I mean, these are all these guys that they absolutely fucked up the Broncos without. So, look, I think that the Roosters this is probably as close to full strength as the Sydney Roosters have been since, like, fucking 2019 grand final. Think about how many the injuries, like last year, like they probably didn't play a single game with what they would consider their strongest 17.
Yeah. Year before last was worse.
Yeah, and then this year, think of the people that they've had out at various times.
Oh, the Warriors will win a game in round 21.
Who are they playing?
Tigers.
You're a piece of
shit.
shit.
Where are they playing?
Go Media Stadium.
Yeah. Titans beat them there. Shit.
Yeah.
Tigers have got them. Tigers will have it together by then, easily. Benji, revenge game against the country of New Zealand.
Oh, there you go.
It's so obvious if you just think about it. Glennie, I'm picking you there. Round 20. Round 21, was it?
Yep.
Oh, I wonder what the odds are. I wonder if I can get on it now. The
Oh,
odds would be nice and...
there you go. Juicy.
Better than crypto. The Titans take on the North Queensland Cowboys at Hope Solo Coliseum. They've got a lot of fucking home games at the moment, aren't they? Okay, so what do we got here? Tanner Boyd is out. They welcome back Mo Fotuaika. Who else though? Anyone decent? Yeah, just all reserves. Sam Verrills starts at hooker this time. Now the also Randall moves to 5'8", 4-7. Okay, Cowboy side. What do we got here? Chad's in, Granville's in, Braden Burns in. Jake Clifford moves to reserve from halfback, and to accommodate the returning the Chad. Look, I mean, it feels like week in, week out, the Cowboys are a different team. This, you know, this is an on week for them, I suppose. It just really comes down to if they want to do the tough stuff, because I think like the Titans, that's the one thing they've got going for them at the moment. They're just playing a lot tougher.
Yeah. And
it takes a couple of tries to wake them up, but when they wake up, I mean, you know, they complete pretty well. They're lacking in attack a little bit, but you know, that will come if they continue playing like, you know, with high completions and, you know, earning good field position and all that sort of thing. Eventually that sort of thing will come. Cowboys, been a few shootouts this year so far.
Yeah, that has
so
been.
Defense is not their strong point. I mean, like on paper, I wouldn't hesitate to pick the Cowboys, but
I'm going to tip the Titans.
Really, I'm still kind of like leaning towards the Cowboys, because like on paper, surely this week is, you know, going to be one of the good weeks, especially after the way they lost last week. But yeah, I'm going to favour narrowly. I have to favour Cowboys, and you're going Titans.
Yep, I'm going to tip the Titans.
Titans to leapfrog the West Tigers.
Oof.
On the table this weekend. Is that what you're saying, Lenny?
Well, no, because we're going to win as well.
Oh, okay. So that's why they call it fantasy football. Gotcha.
Oh, I thought it was good. Lenny's got a belt around his neck.
Did you get your missus to choke you yet?
Yeah,
we haven't revisited that for a while.
No, I love it. It's great. It's my new thing. Really appreciate your fucking suggestion.
No, I knew you'd dig it. No, we weren't saying it'd be funny.
Did you remember to tell her it's on the sides, not the front?
I've had to invest in makeup to cover up the fucking bruises on my neck. She goes a bit hard.
That's all right, though.
Look,
You're adults.
I don't hate it.
That's it.
That's good. That's good. That's
Nice.
the best news I've had all week.
Yeah.
She keeps insisting on wanting to make Nate the safe word, though, which is a bit weird. But
sounds like she's got a bit of a like she wants to put some cuck fantasy onto you as well. Then like, just by saying my name, just like, not actually like watching me or anything, but
the woman does love you, mate. Fuck me dead. My whole family, like even Jackson, you can do no wrong. I'm just like,
they're all
Is he coming down to Magic Round?
They are all
he may be working, but if he's not working, I'd say we'll.
There we go. Fuck yeah.
and you're gonna have your phone fucking bolted to your fucking pocket.
Should have disowned that kid.
You're gonna have like a bike lock attached to your phone and your belt loop or whatever, so you can't accidentally leave it anywhere. You just be dragging along behind you the whole way. Okay. So, first thing, there's a couple of things before we go. We got to talk to you about the C grade touch that you mentioned starting up, and we've also got another episode of NofaWatch.
Well, very quickly, I do want to run through. We did get some half decent mailbag questions.
Oh fuck, we did too.
This week. So, Glennie, here's one for you, James. He asks, who would come out on top? Nofa, Ashford and Maloney defending the right edge, coached by Jason Taylor, versus Jeff Robson, Ben Pomeroy and Scott Minto in attack, coached by Trent Barrett.
Oh, I feel like less of a person for being asked that question. You'd have to say, regardless of their ability or who they are as people, you'd have to say the attacking team.
Yeah. No, I think that's the right answer. But it's a fucking
honestly,
belter of a question.
It's a shit fight, but the three guys that are defending cannot defend anything, even that.
Yeah.
It's like it's the age-old question of like the movable object versus the resistible force.
Oh, God. Matthew asked, if you could change one rule mid-season, what would it be?
Having 3 podcast hosts.
Is that a rule, though? Really? It's not a rule.
Hey, Glennie, you know all you have to do. Just tell us what you really think about Casey Badger. We'll be back to 2.
No. Hey, I didn't say I wanted to go anywhere. Just one of you cunts and break up your little fucking cunt Voltron thing you got going on.
Well, I mean that's not a rule though. I'm trying to think. What's a rule? I don't really have beef with any of the rules at the moment, really.
I'd throw the bunk, give the bunker the ability to rule on forward passes, and give him an overhead camera.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I'd be happy for something to be done about forward passes.
And then retrospectively go back and adjudicate games and strip all of Melbourne's premierships.
Yeah. I'd like to see a bit more rigor and investigation applied to situations with I think they're going too far with this the kickers being protected on tackles at the end of sets. And it's gotten to the point now where like milking is extremely profitable.
Well, there we go. There's the next question. Simon.
Oh, what?
Short dropouts.
Do you think kicker protection has gone too far?
Yeah, I do. That's the rule I would
past,
change.
Kickers knew they would get whacked if they took it too far to the line. So they kicked early most of the time due to risk versus reward. Now with the untouchable rules, they're simply taking the piss and looking to make contact.
Yeah, I think, and this is the thing, with any rule, players will very quickly figure out how to exploit the parameters of the game that new rule provides to them. And if you did, and you know, if you did, I don't know if you like, if the bunker would look at it and go, look, there's no intent by the guy to you know, hit the leg and it's the, you know, like then people would just learn how to back into it without intent, but actually hitting the you know what I mean? Like they're always going to find ways around it, unfortunately. But yes, I do think it has gone a little bit far. And
funny, Glennie, you said short dropouts. That's right into the next one. Grover. He says, how can we? This is non-rehearsed either.
Grover's a short dropout.
Or did you fucking chat GPT? What are the questions? Grover, he said, how can we get rid of the scourge that is the short dropout? Bonus points for the opposition when they score in that set of 6 after your stupid decision.
From my experience, the way to get rid of the shortest dropout is to feed him too much fireball. I don't like it.
I don't agree that it's a scourge to start with.
There was one team, and fuck me, I forget who it was, but who were great at it, and that's my biggest problem. Teams aren't fucking great at it.
Yeah, and it's been going long enough that they should be. Well,
even that, but
the drop kickers should be good enough now to drop it on the 10-meter line.
If you're training something, train it and train it and train it and train it, then bring it to a game.
The two best in the comp should be Penrith and Brisbane, given their halfbacks and how they kick the ball. Brisbane is not great at it and lost the grand final because they weren't great at it. And I think everyone else is pretty fucking average.
The thing that gets me is when they try for the short dropout and it drops down on the 30.
Or the ones where it drops like on the 15 and there's no contest and it just sort of bounces once to the guy. Then And I don't find it a scourge because Daly pretty much 100% of the time boots it up to halfway. And it's obviously like the sides make the decision. In training they're making decisions. Like some sides are just like fucking YOLO.
Yep.
And we're just going to go for it every time, whether it's a contest or not. And then, whereas Manly have decided we're going to not give them any fucking cheap meters, and we're kicking it like, up to the 40, 50 every time. And, that's the way we're going to play it.
Shane, he said, for Feeder, why is the talk about which team can get the best out of him? He was on more money than the national debt and didn't really perform. Can't all be the coach/game plan's fault, can it?
Yeah. I mean, I know that Manly were looking at him a long time ago, like a month ago, before any other club was talking about it. And thankfully, Big Nuts is just of the opinion. It's just like, this is the price that we're going to pay. And there'll be no bidding war. And, if that's not the price, then fine.
Yeah.
And he'll go to someone, they'll pay him $850 or something.
My thing is
probably worth more than he actually is worth.
It's not necessarily the coach/game plan, but it's 100% the club culture. If he's been allowed to get away with some shit, or he's been allowed to dictate terms, or he knows that he's got all the bargaining chips, then he'll act accordingly. But I think somewhere where, if he lands at the Roosters, no one is bigger than that club. Uncle Nick will make fucking heads roll in very unceremonious ways.
Yeah, they'll find a bag on him.
Yeah, the minute you start to cause a fuss. And at Penrith, you're walking into a very successful group that have all been there, or most of them have been there and done it and done it well. And you're expected to perform to their standards. So, you're right. It's not necessarily the coach or the game plan, but I think it's the situation that he's in. And
I don't think, and he hasn't been like an off-field guy or anything, has he?
No, not that.
Like you never hear anything like he doesn't train, or he's all this and that. Like the most disruptive thing he's done in his entire career is this, having this clause. I think
that's it. There we go. There's a mailbag ready for C-grade touch.
Yes,
it all kicks off this Saturday. C-grade, a few changes. Few new faces.
Where you playing at the same place where the
where we always
was?
yeah that's where all the games are. So 1 p.m. Few new faces. A couple of guys have stepped up to B grade. I have not. May actually make a few appearances in D grade just to get a bit more. So maybe double up some weeks. I feel like I've got a little bit of that in my game.
Are you allowed to play down a grade?
You can play a certain amount of games down. I think it's only a few, but
fuck.
Train tonight. Feel like my fitness is starting to come on, which is good. I mean, it's not an elite level or anything like that, but I feel less.
There were
like
claims. There were claims or desires that you expressed after the grand final last year in terms of how you were going to meet this season?
I've done a lot of work. I have done a lot of work.
So where do you feel you're at in comparison to how you finished last season?
I definitely feel fitter for sure.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought you were implying that sort of, you went backwards in the off season and you haven't quite got yourself back there this season.
No.
All right.
No. So,
all right.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot more stuff. Obviously played a lot more basketball with Jackson and stuff like that over the off season, and stuff with Leo as well. So, I'm looking forward to it. Jax is he's still training with A and B grade train together, but they are pushing him. He's going to play middle for B grade, that's a fucking big ask. So, the A grade side looks like the Lions have signed some big names from Brisbane and Ipswich, a few Australian representatives to come up and play in the A grade team. So Lions A grade has been a bit of the West Tigers of A grade for several years. There's just been a lot of young guys. And
what were their charges?
Look, they've been kept under wraps. They're still in Manila folders and never to see the light of day.
Yeah, okay. So for them to actually have to come
to be honest, we all know
they're escaping something.
It's very serious. They have to play touch football in Toowoomba, so obviously it's serious.
Exactly.
It's a fair punishment.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be good.
There we go.
Jackson may get the call up from time to time, maybe to play a bit of wing in A grade. If the need arises, but he's pretty excited about playing middle for B, and I'll play C grade, and made the grand final last year. Different team, different look this year, but look, quietly confident.
There you go. Fuck yeah. And that will be live streamed on
please do not watch.com.au.
Fair enough.
I'll be up if you can make the grand final again. I'll be up again for the grand final.
Sweet.
Goes without saying.
Let's go.
And live stream that one again.
Beautiful.
And then before we leave,
people are still waiting for the edited video, Nathan.
Yeah.
People have asked me about that many times.
All right. Yeah, I do have it. It's just as you know, like when my computer had its crash at the end of last year. It's just taken me a while just to put everything back on there, and it's sort of if it's not on there, I don't kind of run into it and go, oh yeah. So I've got it didn't lose anything. I've got it all. I just got to put it back on from the backup and actually get around to doing it.
Mate, I think it's fair to say you've got fuck all else to do.
Yeah. Boy, do I have fuck all else to do. I've got so much fucking video to edit as well. A bunch of stuff that I've done, but I'll get to it. Get to it one of these days soon when things die down a bit. Now, James, again, has very kindly created another edition of NofaWatch where he follows the progress of David Nofaluma and his adventures in the English Super League. And I saw what was it? Was it like Fox Sports or something, or the Daily Telegraph? Actually had a mention of Nofa and the struggles that he's had, and the late to training and whatever. So clearly, NofaWatch is it's starting to break out of the podcast, and it's starting to become a must listen to journalists as well, wanting to keep up on the fortunes of David Nofaluma. And so
Fantastic.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what he's been up to this week. I hope it'd be great if he actually started doing something good to help James out with these things, because I imagine it's going to get really. It's going to get old real quick.
2 hours
like
Dairy Queen. Then have to fucking end on this shit.
Yeah. But here we go. We'll end it with the latest edition of NofaWatch, and talk to you next week.
Later.
See ya.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
NofaWatch.
Nofa impressed his new Salford teammates with his legendary professionalism by missing training sessions. And all this hard work paid off for Nofa, and he was finally picked on the wing in the reserves. The only reason Nofa was picked to play for the reserve team because the first choice reserve team winger was injured. To summarise, Nofa again did fuck all. And that's it for this week's NofaWatch. Big thanks to Mitch Kelly, Pete Nugs Osborne, and the Daily Telegraph for helping with this week's NofaWatch. I mean, fuck. Alright, see you all next week.